Imagine pouring your absolute heart into building a revolutionary video application. Like the whole world is talking about it. You're calling the project the adventure of a lifetime. And then, well, your company suddenly just kills it because it's too expensive to run. Welcome to episode 482 of AI Brief. So today we are looking at a major leadership shakeup at OpenAI as they systematically drop their experimental side quests.
Right, getting back to the core mission.
Exactly. And we'll also run through a rapid-fire roundup of today's essential AI news, which spans from, Google's latest custom hardware moves all the way to an AI artist officially topping the global iTunes charts.
Which is still wild to me.
Oh, completely. And finally, we have a curated list of trending AI tools to really boost your personal productivity.
Stuff you can actually use right now.
Right, because the big theme today, the thing you really need to take away, is that AI is officially moving out of its scrappy experimental phase. It is rapidly maturing into a serious, highly optimized platform ecosystem.
It really is a fascinating transition to witness. I mean, what actually happens when a tech giant realizes it needs to, grow up fast?
Right, because OpenAI just experienced this massive operational shift. 3 senior executives departed the company in a single day.
A single day, which really caps off a month of just intense leadership changes for them.
So who are the key players here? Let's start with Kevin Weil.
Right, so Kevin Weil was the former chief product officer. He was essentially the face of OpenAI for Science.
Oh, wow. So a major figure.
Absolutely. But that entire division is now being decentralized. And interestingly, the Prism app, which was specifically built for scientists, is actually being folded directly into Codex.
Which makes sense if you're trying to consolidate. And then we also saw the departure of Bill Peoples, right?
Yes. He was the lead on Sora, and this follows the company's decision just last month to kill the Sora video app entirely.
Wait, just because of the high operational costs?
Purely costs. Running it was just astronomically expensive. Peoples actually described his time on the project as the honor and adventure of a lifetime.
That's rough. And then the third one was Srinivas Narayanan.
Exactly, the enterprise app's chief. He's departing after 3 years at OpenAI, which, followed a 13-year tenure at Facebook.
Right, so an industry veteran.
Definitely. He announced he's heading to India to care for his aging parents. So, personal reasons for him.
But the timing is what's crazy, right? Sam Altman recently published that blog post framing all of this. He explicitly stated that OpenAI is now a major platform, not a scrappy startup.
Meaning they require much more predictable operations.
Exactly. It's the visible result of them scrapping these side quests to catch up to competitors like Anthropic. I kind of view it like a rock band.
A rock band.
Yeah, like a rock band cutting out their, 15-minute experimental drum solos so they can finally just focus on producing a tight, stadium-ready hit.
That is actually a perfect way to put it.
But I have to ask, are these high-profile exits simply personal life changes? Or is this just the inevitable friction that happens when a rapidly scaling tech company crashes into the rigid demands of corporate streamlining?
Well, it's easy to look at high-profile exits and assume the house is on fire. But what you're actually seeing is that exact friction you mentioned. Think about the operational reality of shifting from decentralized innovation to focused platform dominance.
It's a completely different mindset.
Completely. When a company operates as a startup, it rewards exploration. Teams are encouraged to chase novel ideas, build distinct apps, and really test the boundaries.
You attract visionary pioneers who want to build things from scratch.
Precisely. They want to be out on the frontier, not, sitting in quarterly alignment meetings. But when you transition into a major platform ecosystem, the mandate changes entirely from exploration to execution.
Right. You can't afford to have your brilliant minds siloed in disparate divisions.
You really can't. You can't have a separate science wing or a standalone video generator when compute costs are so astronomically high. Trading these models takes billions. You simply cannot waste server space on experimental projects that don't feed the core product.
Which goes back to folding the Prism app into Codex.
Exactly. The enterprise market does not want 10 different niche apps. They demand a unified, predictable product suite. The friction occurs because the environment that attracts a startup pioneer is fundamentally different from what's required to maintain a massive corporate machine.
The people who built the rocket ship are rarely the same people who want to pilot the commercial airliner.
That's exactly it.
So, if we step back and look at how this intense demand for industrial-grade infrastructure is reshaping the market, it's probably a good time to look at the broader industry updates.
Right. The entire foundation is shifting.
I mean, Google, for instance. They are reportedly working with Marvell right now to design a custom TPU and memory processing unit specifically for AI inference.
Aiming to cut their longtime reliance on Broadcom.
Exactly. It's sort of like Google deciding to build its own custom engine from scratch, rather than just buying off-the-shelf parts at the auto shop.
And that shift toward custom silicon is becoming a defining trend right now.
Well, because specialized hardware is just absolutely necessary at this scale. Standard computer chips are great for general tasks, but using them for AI inference is literally like trying to push an entire ocean of data through a garden hose.
It creates a massive bottleneck.
Exactly. So Google designing its own custom tensor processing unit is like building a giant specialized spillway, perfectly engineered to handle that specific wave of AI data.
And gaining that level of hardware independence is absolutely critical for them right now, especially because the baseline capabilities of these models are accelerating globally at such a rapid pace.
Right, it's not just a few players anymore.
No, not at all. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei recently did an interview with the Financial Times. He expects open source and Chinese models to reach Mythos capabilities in just 6 to 12 months.
Hold on, before we move past that. For those who don't spend their days tracking all these benchmark code names, what exactly does a Mythos capability actually mean in practical terms?
That's a great question. So, Mythos essentially refers to a threshold of advanced autonomous reasoning. We're moving way past models that just, predict the next word in a sentence based on pattern recognition.
So it's not just glorified autocomplete anymore.
Exactly. Mythos-level models can engage in complex, multi-step problem solving. If you give them an open-ended problem, say, optimizing a global supply chain or debugging a massive, tangled code base, they can actually break the project down.
They test different hypotheses.
Right. They test hypotheses, they recognize when they've made a mistake, they correct themselves, and they eventually arrive at a highly sophisticated solution.
Wow.
And Amado's warning that this sort of PhD-level reasoning is about to become table stakes across the entire industry. It's not going to be a luxury held by one or two top companies.
So we are observing a highly compressed timeline for global AI maturation.
Very compressed.
And as those underlying models grow exponentially more powerful, the way you actually interact with the web has to adapt, right? Like Chrome has just introduced this new side-by-side search feature in its AI mode.
I saw that. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so when you click a link now, it opens the new page directly next to your existing one. The entire goal is to completely eliminate tab hopping.
Which is such a pain point.
It really is. It creates this fluid, continuous research experience where the AI helps you synthesize information across multiple sources simultaneously without ever losing your place.
And that exact same principle of seamless integration is fundamentally transforming enterprise software right now, too. Salesforce just launched a product called Headless 360.
Headless 360.
Yes. They have basically exposed their entire platform as model context protocol tools, APIs, and command line interface commands.
Okay, let me stop you there for a second. We are throwing around some heavy software engineering terms here. What exactly is a model context protocol, and why does an AI agent even need it to read customer data?
Sure, let's break it down.
And what does headless actually mean in this context?
Right, so when you use software, you use a graphical user interface or a GUI. You click buttons, you open drop-down menus, you type in text boxes.
Things designed for human eyes and hands.
Exactly. But AI agents do not have hands. When an AI tries to navigate a human interface, it's incredibly clumsy. It's prone to breaking if a button moves just a few pixels to the left on an update.
Oh, that makes sense.
So headless software strips away that graphical interface entirely. It leaves just the raw data and the functional commands. And the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, acts as a universal translator.
So it lets the AI talk directly to the database.
Precisely. It allows an AI coding agent to plug directly into the Salesforce database and act on customer data instantly using code, rather than trying to digitally click a mouse. The software is literally reconfiguring itself to be read and operated by machines.
Bypassing the human interface entirely. And you see that agentic infrastructure expanding everywhere. NOS Research just introduced Tool Gateway, which is a new subscription service powering their Hermes agent.
Right, so the agent can function without the user needing to manually manage multiple disparate APIs.
Exactly. It arrives right as the usage of these agentic platforms is absolutely surging. Though, as these integrations deepen and systems connect more directly, the architectural landscape is evolving in other ways too.
You're referring to the security side.
Yes. Vercel recently disclosed a breach that began with a hacked AI tool connected to Google accounts. It impacted a limited subset of customers and is currently under investigation.
It's definitely a developing situation to watch.
For sure. But pivoting over to the cultural front, the output of these systems continues to reach new commercial milestones. Have you seen the charts today?
I have, and it's pretty incredible.
An AI artist named Inga Rose literally hit #1 on the iTunes global charts with the single Celebrate Me.
#1 globally.
Yes. The music itself was generated entirely via the Suno platform, while the lyrics were human-written.
Just a powerful illustration of this highly successful collaborative production model. The human acts as the creative director, and the AI acts as the production studio.
Which perfectly illustrates the core shift we are seeing today. The technology is moving from a tool that requires your constant manual input to a system that operates autonomously based on your high-level direction.
Exactly.
And that actually sets up our final segment perfectly. We really want to look at how you can leverage this maturing technology on your own desktop right now. So let's run through today's trending AI tools.
Perfect. I'll start. Anthropic just released Claude Design. This is a new tool specifically tailored for creating highly polished visual work.
So it's for creative professionals.
Right. It basically takes their underlying reasoning engine and wraps it in an interface built specifically for design workflows.
Very cool. And OpenAI has also updated Codex, their coding agent. Now it features full computer use and an in-app browser.
Which makes perfect sense when you recall our earlier discussion about the Prism app for scientists being rolled into Codex.
Yeah. Right. It's transforming from just a simple code generator into a comprehensive environment that can execute complex workflows. It can literally open a browser, read the documentation, and write the code all within the same window.
And Anthropic is pushing back in that same space with Claude Opus 4.7. This stands as their absolute top-tier AI, specifically built for advanced agentic coding.
The competition there is fierce. Alongside that, we have the Perplexity Personal Computer. This one is fascinating.
Oh, I love this one.
It acts as an agent orchestrator. So it actually steps outside the web browser entirely to manage your local files and applications directly on your machine.
It's such a huge time saver. Now, for creative tasks, there's Vimi. It allows you to take standard photos and turn them into animated videos and highly stylized images.
Oh, wow. And TikTomato is another tool gaining serious traction right now.
TikTomato.
Yeah. It's designed to generate images and videos entirely without the need for complex, highly engineered prompting. You don't need to write a massive paragraph of specific keywords to get a good result anymore. The system just infers what you want.
That lowers the barrier to entry so much.
It really does. Now, if you are focused on writing, HumanTone is a utility that takes those stiff, highly recognizable AI drafts, you know the ones, and converts them into natural human-sounding text.
A must-have these days. And finally, there's iGenflow. This tool captures your web workflows as you execute them. You just do your job, and it watches your screen to instantly generate step-by-step standard operating procedures and walkthrough videos.
Okay, looking at this entire list, there is a distinct, undeniable trend here. We are moving entirely past the era of passive chatbots.
We really are. The chatbot era required you to type a prompt, get an answer, and then manually apply that answer to your work. It was a very basic call and response dynamic.
But tools like Perplexity PC, Opus 4.7, and Codex, they represent a massive shift toward agents doing the driving for you.
Exactly. You are no longer asking the AI for instructions on how to rename 50 files.
Right, you were just telling the Perplexity Personal Computer to go into your local folder and rename the 50 files itself. The AI is actually executing the labor.
And that's exactly it. The barrier between human effort and AI automation is vanishing so rapidly. When the system can observe your workflow and instantly generate an SOP or navigate your local file system to complete a mundane task, the technology fundamentally stops being a tool you use.
It becomes a collaborator you direct.
Precisely. And I highly encourage you to try integrating just one of these agentic tools into your daily routine this week. Whether it's letting an agent organize your files or using iGenflow to document a process you hate writing out, you really need to experience that shift firsthand to truly grasp where the industry is heading.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for tuning in. Please follow and share AI Brief with your network so we can continue bringing you these deep dives into the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence. Take the time to explore how these platforms can optimize your own workflow. We have talked a whole lot today about AI becoming a collaborator you direct. But as these systems get increasingly better at managing your files, answering your emails, and generating your SOPs autonomously, Well, you really have to wonder, at what point does the AI stop being your collaborator and start becoming your replacement? Something to think about. See you in the next